Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. It's good to be, facing certain kind of events and having the mass media telling you what you're supposed to think about those events. And obviously, I'm talking about the Ukraine war and the massive involvement of NATO and against Russia, and to find out that actually all these defense budgets that the countries allocate to their military are mostly used for, keeping alive some fat fucks, driving some troops around, doing all kind of strategic moves with old trucks, eating very well, and pushing some papers from one office to another with some couriers. I don't know if they're still functional right now. And there's no weapons. There's no weapons. And why do I say that? Because almost every country that says that they want to send weapons to Ukraine, they send, like, let's say 5 tanks. Oh, we're depleted, we can't send anymore. Or we can send F-16s, the United States says, because it's really not working and we don't have too many. We're gonna, we're not gonna have enough. What do you mean you're not gonna have enough? Your budget has been, what, 780 billion in the past, decade or something? The biggest in the world, lumping all together in, and I don't know if they get the next 10 countries' budgets doesn't make up to the US's. And you keep hearing, oh no, we don't have, we can't send but only 3 batteries, or we can't send only this. What do you mean? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think you're on the same boat. I don't think you thought the United States cannot send HIMARS. Oh, I'm going to send only 4. We don't want to deplete our stock. How many do you have? I expected them to have about 500 at least. For the territory of the United States, you should have at least 500. That's a continent. No, we can't. We're just going to send 4 and then another 4. I mean, if it's about training, forget about that. Training the Ukrainians to work on that. I don't even think that they're Ukrainians operating those, just so you know, as there will be the tanks and probably the F-16s that are about to be sent over there. So when I heard the United States sends 31 Abrams 1 tanks to Ukraine, I was like, what? I expected 200 at least. 31. And then I heard 14 from Germany, a Leopard or something like this. I said, what is this? It's like not even the change. I mean, we don't have them. We're depleted. We have 180 or something, Germany said. 186 or something. I was like, what do you mean? Out of which I think half of them are not operational. I think only 80 some, they're operational. And I was like, and this is Germany, okay? It's not a weasel country, Germany. Well, I know Germany got its balls snipped in 1945, but anyway, it's just that this is I think we're just fooled. I think this budget is just to keep a big bureaucracy standing up, and some people make a lot of money. And imagine this. If those guys who are over there as military personnel in all these 3,000 states on this planet, if they come back home, do you have jobs for them? Do you have jobs for them? Those guys would be immediately unemployed. What's the total of those guys? So keeping them over there with the taxes from others, right? They stay over there, but because if you bring them, is this economy able to support them? The economy is going down anyway. What's his name? I was about to say Trump. Biden said that he's going to increase some taxes. Why do you increase taxes? Because you suck. Because the economy is bad. That's why. The inflation, all this inflation, the sanction, all this, you impose them on those guys. Inflation is the result of your little actions. Anyway, so we get here to the Ukrainians, and the Ukrainians request 128 F-16s. I don't think the United States has 128 if you lump them all together, including the ones from museums. So the Americans are saying, well, I don't think it's viable or feasible, to send F-16s over there to the front, because I don't think that's the reason. I think that they don't have them. And the reason why is not because these guys don't want to send them. I don't think they want to train the pilots over there. because I just read an article say, oh my God, to train a pilot is about 17 months or something like this. All of a sudden it's 17 months. But before it was, look how much this training these guys get on HIMARS here in Oklahoma. That's for Patriot actually. They're almost done. They're ready to go. Really? And the tanks, the tanks crews are what? A month in training? That's all they need? I don't believe that a bit. And HIMARS, again, they're operating just by, from get-go. No, these are just not what they tell us, that's for sure. But we have to grab a little piece of information, put them together and say, what do you mean you sent 31 Abrams? Oh, we don't, okay, let's see the F-16s here. So this article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine from February 28, 2023. Remember, today is the 1st of January, Jesus Christ, of March. According to KAL, the United States, Ukraine requested 128 F-16s from the United States. Great. According to KAL, the United States is not currently training Ukrainian pilots to fly F-16s because the process takes about as long as potential deliveries of the aircraft would be 18 months. And they tell me they trained a tank crew in 3 days and a half, and Patriot in a month, and HIMARS, and they don't even need training. Meaning that starting training early doesn't really save any time in that regard. Furthermore, there's no sense for Ukraine to remain focused solely on F-16, as the country could ultimately receive European fighter jets like Tornado, Gripen and Mirage. Yeah, but wouldn't it take 18 months as well to train them? Or those are garbage and you just learn it in, oh, you do this, you're good to go. 3 minutes. Yeah, and Biden rules out sending F-16s to Ukraine for now. Why is that? You don't have them, I think. No, that's my, I mean, people can say whatever they want, and I have no evidence that the United States, maybe on the paper, they're going to show me they have, I don't know, 800 or something F-16s. I don't think all this going around. The official added that the newest variants of F-16 would take 3 to 6 years to integrate into Ukraine's air forces, while the older models, the time frame would remain below 2 years. Really? Oh my God. You need geniuses to fly those, I guess. KAL said that Ukraine previously made a request for 128 F-16 jets, but US Air Forces estimates Kiev would need 50 to 80 such aircraft in long-term perspective. Okay. Finally, KAL noted that even 36 older F-16s would cost $2 to $3 billion, meaning they would consume a significant portion of the funds Washington has allocated to support Ukraine throughout 2023. It's okay, they can always find funds. You just type the number and that's it. That's how they make money nowadays. Not backed by anything, just type it over there. Or if not, get some paper, print some, get some papers, get some ink, print some, and there you have it. You're gonna get 2 to 3 billion as fast as the machines can print them. Or you can type the number. The United States is still assessing if it wouldn't be more sensible to use these resources more effectively by delivering additional Bradley IFVs, 155mm artillery shells, GMLRS munitions and other military equipment that Ukraine can put to use immediately. So why did you even start talking about this? They talked about the F-16s and now they tell us, well, you know what? I don't think they're good. I don't think that's the right time and right place. Why did you start talking about it then? You just realize now, or the conditions on the front dictate that? What changed? What changed from, let's say, 2 weeks ago and now? Because 2 weeks ago everybody was ready to push the button to send the airplanes over there. All of a sudden nothing happened. It's because the Russians are doing something over there, the airplanes are not needed. What's going on? What I think, and what I think could be very off, but according to these guys, I think they're waiting to see what the Russians are doing. The Russians are, how far will the Russians be able to advance with their counteroffensive? And when if they're stopped somewhere, then they reevaluate the counterattack, which they're about to do anyway, to conduct anyway. I'm talking about the Ukrainians. So they want to see how far they can resist. Well, the tanks are coming, whatever are coming over there, ammunition as as it has been happening for the past, whatever, 1 year. So when these guys are stopping, if they stop, then they replan a counteroffensive according to the new positions, if the front stops somewhere. If the Russians continue to come, they're not gonna send anything, because it's like sending something somewhere where it's gonna be anyway blown up. They will not help. So I think they're waiting to see what this offensive, how far it's gonna go. 2 weeks ago, before the offensive, which is not really a big offensive, but hey, I don't know, I'm not over there to see what exactly the Russians are planning. But anyway, this is what I think they're doing. Let's see how we resist with our things, how much we send right now. See, and they're also depleted and sick of sending them. I don't think the sponsors will forever sponsor the war in Ukraine. I think they will get depleted or sick, and the populations will, have something to say. Maybe. Did you see what happens in Israel right now? Well, something like that doesn't happen in Europe or United States of America. Why? Why do you think? I have a little gut feeling that maybe there's not certain kind of forces that are trying to really make some changes. When those forces get implicated in whatever, then you're going to have mass demonstrations, people staying outside, people surrounding buildings. And in Israel, they block roads right now. Those guys put riot police over there, shoot all kind of, how do you call those, gas, whatever, grenades and so on. Why is that? How come? It's just spontaneous, the people. I don't believe in that. When the people, this is what I think, when the people have a spontaneous uprising, when they have a spontaneous uprising, the government takes care of that with the army in 24 hours. When there's interest behind, they have this spontaneous population uprising, the government doesn't move. Moves a little by little, and then they cave in, supposedly. Why? I think it's just a game for our eyes to say, well, see, power to the people. Yes, power, yeah, we do it, man, we do, yeah, we vote, our vote matters. If we protest, we're going to achieve things, get united and so on. Really? Well, if you want a thing like that, I think the interest, look what happens in Chicago. In Chicago, Lori, whatever her name is, the mayor, who was a disaster for Chicago, not disaster for the people who, you know what I mean? She's out, and everybody's happy. Yes, we got her out. Another person is in. She's going to continue what she did. Do you think that person is going to reverse everything that Lori Lightfoot, whatever, Littlefoot did? No, there's not going to be like that. Why? Because that's a force that directs things in one direction, goes that way. And then for us to be too obvious, they change the face. But there's going to be another face now. Oh yeah, fresh face, we're going to do it. The fresh face is going to, the little foot, whatever, Lori, is going to be out. But the trend is going to be that way. You're going to see going to be like, and everything goes down. So anyway, these guys wanted fighter jets, and obviously the United States thinks that is not viable, or not for now. I think they don't even have them. But anyway, I think it's a combination of both, to be honest with you. And they say, well, I don't think they have the personnel unless they send their own pilots, which I have no doubt they would. I don't think they have the number, and I don't think it's viable for them to send it over there when the Ukrainians, I think they're losing big. So little by little, the Russians are advancing on the Eastern Front. Kupiansk, Liman, Avdiivka, Bakhmut, and Vuhledar. Those are going in. What are they going to do? Go around by, try to go like this, switch through Crimea? We'll see. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.